Printables are digital products. I found the best AI tools that you can use to create and sell printables that have the potential of earning thousands of dollars per month. Printables are digital products that customers download and print themselves, so you don't have to create or ship any physical products. Therefore, most of the revenue that you will make is profit and passive. After testing out what felt like 100 different platforms, I've landed on 4 tools that actually create beautiful AI artwork and high quality printables. I'm also going to show you how to tweak these printables so that you can make them more unique and competitive to other successful shops online. So if you're excited, give this video a like and let's jump right in. Before you go creating any AI printables, you'll want to see what's actually selling really well online first. For these examples, I'm going to get inspiration from Etsy, which is the perfect marketplace for selling digital downloads. For the first AI tool, I had the idea of creating landscape printable wall art in a painting style, and I can see that it's a very desirable product on Etsy. I found this shop that has already made over 51,000 sales, and they offer landscape printable wall art in a kind of a vintage style, which look really beautiful. And doing some research, I discovered that they're making over $15,000 in revenue per month, which is absolutely amazing. But please do not believe anyone that tells you that all you got to do is post artwork and you'll make sales just like that. This takes advertising and marketing, but what we're doing right now is validating that these products are going to sell because we have proof of many sales. I mentioned this shop in my last video that has made over 300,000 sales, and they offer a very similar type of landscape wall art, vintage painting styles, very, very beautiful. And this shop successfully earns over $66,000 in revenue, which is wild. To create my landscape wall art, I'm going to hop onto Kittl, which is an easy to use graphic design software that offers multiple graphics and fonts to use in your digital products. And they now have a new AI feature. Once you've opened up an artboard, just click on Kittl AI at the bottom left over here, and you'll see under image styles, you can actually filter for the type of image that you want to create. So for this example, I'm going to use oil painting. This is where you're going to write the prompt and write exactly what you want the AI feature to create for you. If you need help figuring out how to formulate your sentences, just go into Learn More right over here, because they have a whole prompt book that lets you know how you should write out your sentences based on the image style that you are choosing. So I decided to try the prompt Spring Meadow with small white flowers with the sunrise in the background. And Kittl created these beautiful images for me. Now, of course, I ran the prompt a few times to get different images and see which one I preferred. Once you find one that you absolutely love, you can just drag it into the artboard. What's great about Kittl is you can control the DPI, so you can download this in high resolution. But before you do that, you can also make some adjustments to make this the way you want it to look even further. On the right-hand side, you will see adjustments, so you can adjust the brightness, the contrast, saturation. And I was thinking of bringing down the contrast for this and maybe the saturation just to make it a little bit more subtle. You can add some text if you want to, a border if you want to make it more unique, but I think the adjustments are good enough. After that, I decided to try out more prompts that included mountains, trees, a river, clouds in the background, and Kittl created these beautiful images for me. So I chose this image to make some adjustments to it and make it look exactly the way I want. You can sign up for Kittl for free using the link down below to start testing out their platform and their features. But in order to access the Kittl AI feature, you will need to purchase a subscription. You can go into pricing and take a look at the plans that they have under monthly and yearly. I'm under the expert plan, but I do believe that the pro plan is good enough just to getting started. And then you can decide if you want to upgrade in the future. Let's switch it up for every tool that we go over. For this one, I'm still thinking landscape wall art, but I kind of want a watercolor style now. I found this shop that has already made over 16,000 sales, and they offer watercolor landscape wall art, which I really, really like. And they're generating over $5,000 a month in revenue. So we have validated that this is a profitable product. I really loved this shop because they add in quotes with their watercolor landscape art, which I really liked, so I might try something similar. I'm hopping onto Creative Fabrica, which is a platform that you can purchase graphics and fonts to use in your digital products. And they have what's called CF Spark, which is where you can generate AI images based on your prompt. To get some help on how to put together your prompts, they also have a prompt book where you can get some inspiration on how you can write out your sentences. Just like Kittl, you can customize the style of artwork that you want to generate. So for this one, I'm doing watercolor. Now, if you haven't purchased speed credits or you don't have a subscription on Creative Fabrica for CF Spark, you can still generate images for free. It's just going to generate them slower, but they do generate 4 images at a time. After testing out many different prompts, I landed on watercolor pine trees and mountains, which sounds pretty basic, but it did generate a lot of different images for me that I can choose from. I just ran the same prompt a bunch of times to see if I can get closer to what I'm looking for. So I liked this one, but it wasn't exactly what I'm trying to create. So I selected this button right here, which allows me to create variations of this image. It'll take you to a new page where you can hit generate, and it will have all of these different images for you. Now, what's great about Creative Fabrica is you can run all these prompts for free, but when you're ready to download it as a high quality printable, you will have to have their subscription, which I will go over. As much as I loved these variations, I still wanted to remove the background so that I could add a quote of my own. So first I brought it into Photoshop where I just erased the background. You don't need to do this if you don't have Photoshop or an equivalent. You can always download the free trial of Photoshop if you want to try this for yourself. Then to show you how you can adjust these images, take it into Kittl. And you can change the hue, the saturation, however you want it to look. And then I just added in a quote of my own. So this is the image I came up with and I really liked it. So I decided to test it on another image and I really like these. So now I could just download these as high quality printables from Kittl and sell them as is. You can sign up for Creative Fabrica for free using the link down below and you'll get your first 10 downloads absolutely for free. Right now, they're offering their yearly all access for just $4.99 a month. That does include CF Spark creations, so you can download the AI generated images, but you cannot download the variations. So you will need to get the CF Spark subscription on top of that if you want to use the variations like I showed here. Switching gears, I've always wanted to create city artwork of Paris, London, New York. So let's try to do that. This shop, for example, offers colorful city artwork that is just stunning. So we can definitely get some inspiration from that. And this shop is a little different, but it's made over 13,000 sales already. And it offers black and white photos of beautiful cities. So we can definitely try doing something like that as well. I'm going to try creating beautiful city artwork using Night Cafe. I'm currently signed up for their free plan at the moment, which allows you to generate as many images as you want for free. But in order to upscale and download high quality images, you will need to get into one of their subscriptions, which we will talk about later on. And just a trick, if you scroll down here, you'll notice that when you generate 4 images at once, it will take 1 credit. So each time you generate, if you don't want to lose any credits, just click on 1 image. And you start off with a few free credits. I think it's like 5 credits. When you click under style, you'll see that you can customize which style you want for your artwork. I've tested out many different styles and prompts, and I landed on detailed gouache. Gouache? I hope I'm saying that right. But this style generates the most beautiful images in my opinion. So after trying many different prompts, I landed on walking in the city of Paris. I also tried walking in the city of London, and it actually generated really beautiful, colorful images for me that I can use. So I didn't stop there. I brought in one of my favorite images into Kittl, resized the image, made a few adjustments, which I really didn't have to. It was beautiful as is, but I love to test it, added in some text, and just loved how this looked. I also tested out their photo style because I do want to create black and white photographs as well. And I tried prompts like City of Paris in pink, City of Paris in daylight. After generating the same prompt multiple times, I got so many beautiful photographs that Night Cafe generated. I can even offer these in a package if I want to. So I brought it into the same artboard in Kittl and I just adjusted it to make it black and white, used the same text, and I really liked the way it turned out. When you're ready to download an image that you want, you will have to upscale the image. You'll click on this button right here, which is called Enhance. And depending on the quality that you want for the image, it costs different amounts of credits. So you can upscale for free up to a certain point, but you will need to pay for more credits at some stage if you want to generate more high quality images. You can check out their subscription page, which breaks down how many credits you get per month and how much each one of them costs. and that depends on how many images you want to generate and upscale per month. We've covered art printables up until now, so let's try different printables. Switching gears again, let's create intricate adult coloring pages and even printable planner pages using AI. This shop, for example, has already made over 23,000 sales, and they sell intricate animal face coloring pages for adults and even mandala coloring pages, which I think are really beautiful. We're going to use Midjourney to create these printables, which is another text-to-image generator. This software requires you to join their Discord, which might sound a little confusing, so just go into Get Started right over here, then click on their Quick Start Guide and follow this page step by step. That's exactly what I had to do. When you're in their Discord, you write out your prompt right over here to generate the AI images. Type in /image, and this is where you're going to write out your prompt. So I tried out a few different prompts for this one. I tried intricate animal coloring pages and adult animal coloring pages. And these are the images that Midjourney generated, which I think are absolutely beautiful. So I took it a step further and typed in intricate animal face coloring pages. And I love these even more. They're so intricate, so beautiful. I was really, really impressed. So I just ran this prompt a few more times to get a few different images. Now, if you want to download any of these, you will need to upscale the one that you like in order to download a high quality image. So the U on these buttons stands for upscale. So if I want to upscale the first image, I would just click on U1, and then I would just select the image, open in browser, and just save this image onto my computer. I then tried mandala coloring pages, and once again was super impressed with what Midjourney generated for me. Like I mentioned, we want to try creating printable planners as well, but printable planners are one of the most competitive products on Etsy. So in order to make sales, you have to get really specific on the types of planners you want. To get some ideas, we're going to hop onto ChatGPT, which I'm currently using their free version. And once you sign up, you'll see this text box right over here where you can ask ChatGPT anything. I went ahead and typed in, give me ideas for types of planners that I can sell. And it gave me a long list of different types of planners that I can get some inspiration from. I gravitated most towards the fitness planners. I really liked that idea. So I took it a step further and I asked, what should I include in a fitness planner that I want to sell? So it broke down very detailed pages that I should include in a fitness planner. Hopping back onto Midjourney, I tested out many different prompts, but I landed on probably the most basic one, which was planner page template. And it gave me some really nice planner page setups. You'll notice that the text here makes absolutely no sense, so there is work to be done here. I decided to crop out these planner pages and put it into a tool. You can use Kittl or Canva. Just change the transparency to about 50%, lock it in the background, and start adding in your own text boxes and elements to make it look exactly the way you want. Midjourney used to have a free trial available, but I wasn't able to access it. So under their subscription plans, it breaks down the different prices for each subscription. I'm currently under their basic plan, which is $10 a month, but you can go through the details and see which one is best for you. When it comes to the licensing terms of the AI images you generate, every platform is different. So it's important for you to read their terms of use in detail. Many of them, including the ones I shared today, allow you to use these images with a commercial license, specifically if you are paying for their subscription. If there are any tools you'd like me to cover in even further detail in a future video, comment below and let me know which ones you're interested in. Make sure to sign up for Kittl and Creative Fabrica for free using the links down below. I personally use these tools a lot when creating my printables, and I know you'll find them super useful when creating your digital products. Give this video a like if it was helpful, and I will see you in the next one.
What if there was an automated software that could make passive income for you? You've probably heard about ChatGPT and these other AI softwares in the news and social media, but what a lot of people don't know is that there's actually a new AI software that exists on the YouTube app on your phone that is actually allowing people to make a fully automated passive income stream without ever making any of their own YouTube videos or even starting their own YouTube channel. This is because in 2023, there's actually a new loophole that exists on the YouTube app that allows you to make money from other people's videos, meaning the videos that other YouTubers have already uploaded for you. My name's Lucas Lee Tyson, and I actually became a multi-millionaire at the age of 24 thanks to this new loophole that exists on the YouTube app combined with this new AI software. And I discovered this literally just 3 short years ago when at the time I was a broke college student just trying to find ways to pay my student loans. I didn't know it at the time, but all of the trial and error that I was going through of trying to find ways to actually make a passive income online, I didn't know that over the next 3 years, it was actually going to make me over $10 million in passive income and get me featured on some pretty big publications like Forbes and Yahoo Finance. What's more impressive than that, though, is to me, the 650 normal everyday people that have become my students and basically copy and pasted this exact same system, who have then gone on to either quit their full-time jobs, retire themselves or their loved ones, and even travel all over the world and basically experience a life of real financial freedom. If that sounds interesting to you, what I want you to do right now is click the link around this video, because I literally just put together a free 20-minute case study video that not only breaks down how I was able to achieve this kind of success, but also how you can do the exact same thing and use the YouTube app combined with this new AI software to potentially create a fully automated passive income stream for yourself, potentially within the next 24 hours. If you have any questions, I promise you they will all be answered in the case study video. So all you have to do is click the link around this video, fill in your details, and you can start watching literally within the next 12 seconds. I'll see you there.
If you've thought about starting an Amazon business, but you don't have the time to build something from scratch, and if you don't want to waste hundreds of hours trying and failing before you make your first dollar, then this video is for you.
People are making thousands of dollars each month in passive income by selling blank books on Amazon.
I received $4,333 in royalties.
I am generating a decent income every single month.
That is doing $78,000 a month on Amazon KDP.
But is this too good to be true? Today, I want to put this to the test by making and selling my own low content book. And I'm setting myself 3 rules. 1, I'm not allowed to write a single sentence in the book. 2, I have to do it all from my laptop. And 3, I need to finish it in less than an hour. The first thing on my plan is to find an easy to use software. So I'm just going to log into BookBolt, as it appears to be the most straightforward for someone like me with no computer design skills. Right, so now we need to decide what kind of book we want to sell. There are lots of different low content books, such as notebooks, journals and diaries. But instead of just guessing, I'm going to use BookBolt's research tab to find out what's actually popular. After searching products and keywords, it seems like planners sell very well. Obviously, I've set myself a bit of a challenge to do this as quickly as possible. However, you can spend as much time as you like to research and find gaps in the market to dominate. This should do well all year round, as it isn't seasonal like a 2023 New Year's planner, for example, and won't become outdated. There's a lot of other evergreen book options too, such as a manifestation, prayer and dream journals. It's probably a smart idea to make sure the book you sell has a high search volume, low competition and high monthly sales. Saying this, there are a lot of competing products when it comes to selling planners. But I know from my many years in business that high competition in a market doesn't necessarily mean that you can't make sales. It might cost us a few sales initially because we don't have the trust and sales history that others do, but once we get the ball rolling, then we're in business, because obviously there's a massive market. Next, let's make the cover. I'm going to name my project Daily Planner to keep it simple. I'm going to use standard 6x9 paperback size and keep the bleed option on for the best result. Since it's a yearly planner, I'll make it 365 pages long. If you're making a different kind of book, it may be best to keep it shorter, around 100 pages, to reduce printing costs and improve your profits. As you can see, we've got 2 sides. The right hand side is the front cover and the left hand side is the back. Now we've got to add some personality to this front cover. If you're doing this as well, make sure to avoid copyrighted photos, as you aren't allowed to legally use these. By clicking on this picture icon, it actually brings up Pixabay, which has thousands of of copyright and royalty-free images that we can use on our cover. I'll be honest, instead of using a fancy photo, I feel like going for a black, minimalistic feel with my journal. So I'm going to drag this dark background to fit the cover. I'm even going to expand it over the edges a bit to make sure it prints correctly, because the last
$453,000 in affiliate commissions in 60 days without Amazon, Shopify, or Facebook. Is it possible? Absolutely, and I'm about to prove it to you. I'm going to log into my affiliate account here in just a moment to show you these incredible results, but first a couple things. Really important thing number one. If you're not into digital marketing or entrepreneurship in any way, please hit the skip button below. Google charges me if you don't hit that skip button, so please go ahead and click it if you're not interested in this. I'll pause for just a moment while you do that. Okay, really important thing number two. If you haven't skipped this ad, I'm assuming you're into affiliate marketing or wanting to learn how to do it to potentially make the money that I'm making. And if you are in the market to learn affiliate marketing, I think you need to know that I'm actually doing this for a reason. It's not to toot my own horn or to be gauche or anything like that. I have a goal of teaching this strategy to 50 people this year. I taught it to 15 people last year. In Q4, and all 15 went on to be successful and see some good results with it. And so I have a new goal of taking 50 people through my program this year, start to finish. And you need to know that I am who I say I am and that I'm qualified to teach affiliate marketing. So that's the reason I'm showing you.
Thing we want is a load of refunds. To further promote sales, it's a good idea to create a brand for these books. This way, if one book sells well, customers may recognize the brand and purchase the others. I'll use the brand I've already created for my podcast, Strike It Big. So I'll write my heading, and I think it could do a bit of imagery to bring it to life. Let's see what we can find on Pixabay. Oh, this is quite nice. Let's drag this in and see how it looks. Obviously there's not much personality on this cover, but I'm on a time limit, so you get the idea. I'm sure you could probably make it look nicer, but as I said, computer design isn't my strong suit. At least you know if this sells, then yours will probably do better. Now we're on to the inside. So if I click on this icon and select hashtag planner, it gives me a lot of different template options for the inside of the book. This means I don't have to write a single sentence. You can create as many pages as you wish, have every page the same, every page unique, whatever you want. But as my book is a planner, I need something designed in a way for people to lay out their schedule and goals. There are so many different options in here, but I'm settling on this one and adding it to all pages, as I like how it allows you to plan your day down to the hour. I always get distracted by different things, so this would really help me out. Actually, I think it'd be nice for people to be able to make some notes, so I'm going to add a few extra pages for that. So that's the inside pretty much done. I've obviously whipped this up fairly quickly, but with some proper planning and time, you could create a real masterpiece. The moment has finally arrived to export my book and get it live on Amazon KDP. This is where all the magic happens. It's free to sign up to, and most importantly, you don't have to make a minimum amount of sales to get paid. The money starts rolling in monthly 60 days after the month in which you make your first sale. Say you made your first sale in May, you'd get paid 60 days after the end of that month. So the end of July. I'm going to go back to Book Bowl and select Download Current Project CMYK. This splits the book into two different files, one for the interior and one for the cover. We'll need both of these later on. Next, I just need to go back to Amazon, which will only print my book when someone orders it, meaning I don't lose any money if it doesn't sell. They ask for all the usual details like name, address, and payment preferences. Once I'm on the home page, I'm just going to hit Create, select paperback, and fill out all the necessary details. And you know what's really cool? I get to list myself as an author. I mean, I bet my teachers wouldn't believe it, as I'm the most dyslexic person there is. Well, they probably would believe it looking at my cover design and the lack of content in the book. I also need to write a title. If I head over to the Research tab and click on the cloud, then BookBolt will search for the top 100 bestsellers in whichever category we pick. Obviously, we're going to be looking at the planners, and this gives us a ton of information about what titles are actually working. So I'm going to call it Strike It Big Daily productivity planner, because those are some of the keywords that seem to be working. For the description, I'm going to do the same and search on Amazon to see what's working on the most popular ones and add something similar. Now we've got to talk about the main reason people don't get sales. And from my research, this seems to be that they don't use tags correctly. I can go to keywords and search for daily planners and see exactly what is being searched for most on Amazon and Google. You can use up to 7 tags, so I'm going to make sure to pick the ones with the high search volume. Another way to actually rank on Amazon and be found is to use categories that are not as popular. Then you'll start to rank higher. The rest of this page is quite self-explanatory, so let's crack on with the next. You want to make sure that publish without ISBN is selected, because an ISBN number doesn't apply to low content books like diaries and planners. It's important to have a look at the preview of the book and make sure everything is perfect. It might take a while for the preview to load, but trust me, it's worth the wait. And the moment of truth arrives, and that all looks pretty good to me. Now it's time to set the price. I'm going to go with $14.99, which means I'll make $3.69 per sale. There's absolutely no risk for me because Amazon only prints the books once they've been ordered, so I don't have to buy in bulk and pay for stock that might not sell. After it's been checked by Amazon, it'll be live and ready to make sales. So it's a couple of weeks later and I've got some good news. We've made some sales. The book took around 72 hours to be approved, but for the first 3 days, we made 0 sales. I actually thought after going through all of this, I was gonna have to tell you not to bother, but something crazy happened on the 4th day. We made our first sale. I've made millions of dollars from my businesses, but honestly, making my first book sale, it felt brilliant. At the moment, we're sitting at 10 books sold, bringing in a total of $149.90. Of course, this isn't all profit. We have to take away $113 for Amazon's costs, and also I use BookBulk's free trial of the newbie membership, which usually costs $9.99. You can get the pro version if you want to take this more seriously, but for what I wanted to do, the newbie was enough. They've also hooked me up with a discount code because I've used them so much in this video. So if you use the code Mark Tilbury, then you can actually get an additional 20% discount. I'll drop the link in the description. So if we take that into account, we've made a total profit of $26.91. I'm going partying. I get it, this might not sound amazing, but just think how quickly I made this book, and it's already making around $27 per week. Imagine if I had 20 books with loads of reviews, all making 10 sales a day. You could scale this side hustle to making thousands every month if you put your mind to it. If you want to discover 7 more passive income ideas, then I'm going to leave that video right up there, but don't click on it just yet. Make sure to subscribe if you want to grow your wealth. Okay, I'll see you over there.
Hey, you ever seen a wealthy person or a wealthy family or a jet owner? Like, I got a jet, I'm sorry, you know. You ever done that, seen that and wondered, what would they do? What did they do to get it? And number 2, what would they do to get it all over again? Or could they even get it all over again? Were they just lucky the first time? For probably 40 years now, I've been wondering the same thing. I see some family.
The biggest lie young people are told when they're 18, 19 and 20 is money doesn't grow on trees. This process starts in school when we're taught to follow the traditional path of getting a job and a mortgage, which leads to working every hour of the day just to earn enough money to retire at 67 and finally die. Let's be real for a second. Do you think that's how I make $67,257 per week? There is clearly something else going on. And no, I'm not talking about getting a high paid job or starting a side hustle. To achieve this, you need a way of making money that doesn't rely on you working day in, day out. It's called passive income. And here are 7 ideas I strongly suggest you consider, along with my ratings of each. Idea 1. Invest in stocks. There's a bit more to this than just invest in the stock market and you'll make passive income. I mean, I can see why people might think this, because let's say you buy a share in a company and it goes up in value. Technically, you've generated some money without doing anything. But in order to actually get your cash out, you have to sell your stock. Some would consider this passive income, but instead, I just think of it as a bonus and not something to rely on. I consider passive income as nothing less than actual money flowing into your bank account every month without the need to sell the asset that's making you the money. That's why the only form of stock market investing I consider to be real passive income is dividend stocks. These are chunks of companies you can buy. Think Starbucks, Pepsi and McDonald's, and in return for owning them, you get a share of the profits paid directly into your pocket, as well as benefiting from the stock going up in value as a bit of a bonus. They're one of the easiest ways to make money on a consistent basis with absolutely no work. Well, that's as long as you pick the right ones to invest in. I strongly suggest you listen to this next part carefully so you avoid